Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology debunking mythology. Sattology means truth, science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology or science or study of fake lie or imagination. Understand that mythology has actually attacked the native cultures of the world. The word, I'm saying just the word. Mythology has attacked the native cultures of the world. The Western academic institutions use the word mythology for anything they don't understand. Like, for example, shamanism. Now, the moment you do ism, that means that is like a imaginary, like no scientific basis or no historical basis. All those things come through ism. So, Hinduism, shamanism, animism, polytheism, these are all theories. They don't use it for their own biblical references or even for anything originated from Middle East, Quranic or even Old Testament. They don't use. For Jews, they use Judaism, but not for anyone else. But anyway, that is something which we don't agree with, any kind of discrimination. But I have very, very special guest. Today we're going to talk about Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar has 12 poses, we know, and 12 poses are 12 asana, and people say it's a complete exercise. There's nothing more than that. So I have very, very special guest, yoga scientist, and his mother was very popular amongst the Hollywood stars. And recently I came to know about Will Smith visiting India and staying at the place where with my guru, as well as he went to Rishikesh, again the home of yoga or capital of yoga. So without delay, let us welcome Sri Atul Vyas.
Very good morning. Very good morning to all my viewers and everybody there. Thank you.
Atulji, before we start off, the Surya Namaskar. Namaskar is a beautiful word. It denotes the action. And namaste is, I was told, is a word. Nama asti it's a complete sentence. Namaste. So so what do you call Surya Namaskar as? Like, why is it considered the most complete exercise, and what are the benefits of it? So before that, you can even explain what are the 12 steps, which asanas are there, so people can get an idea again.
Surya Namaskar, to be honest, is not a part of the traditional Hatha Yoga. It's a late entry. And its origin starts from, if we believe, the yogic text, with Saint Vishwamitra ji. He is a propounder, or he is the one who gave the world Gayatri mantra. And Gayatri mantra is a mantra of worshipping the sun god. And that is the beginning of the sun salutation. And gradually it has come to being more physical form. And it is a complete exercise, no doubt about it, because it is very, it has got everything. For example, it is a yogic, it contains yogic poses, it's a mantra yoga is there, yoga is there, asanas are there, pranayama is there, meditation is there, and and uh, devotion is there. So all the very important aspects of yoga are there in Surya Namaskar. So it is believed to be a very complete and holistic exercise, Aditya.
It is interesting that you say that it's a later addition, but Vishwamitra goes back to Treta Yuga.
No, we started sun salutation. Sun means we start worshipping sun. The sun worshipping started with Vishwamitra, and later on it is a complete progression to the Surya Namaskar.
So the Satyug must also have sun. So don't you think Satyug also people must be worshipped because they know who
Yes,
is he?
they worship nature. Nature worshipping was there, but specific sun being worshipped as a god was formalized with the Vishwamitra, which Gayatri mantra can be taken as an official acceptance of sun as a god.
So now Surya Namaskar has become very popular and getting more and more different forms are there. Like some people they do it with a closed hand, and some people do with the both the hands. So how, what are the benefits of Surya Namaskar for people? That's the question
Oh,
I get asked, I think, by many people right now.
you know, I wrote, I was a regular column writer for a very uh, top English newspaper of India called the Hindustan Times, and I wrote uh, 16 articles, columns on Surya Namaskar. In every column, I wrote about the 12 uh, poses of Surya Namaskar, and in the last four or two, sorry, I wrote 14 articles. In last two my articles of the series, I wrote about the benefits of sun salutation. So you can imagine and still, I mean, I can go on and on. But to be precise, sun salutation has all the benefits, physical, mental, and spiritual, emotional, and all the aspect of human life are covered by Surya Namaskar and they are benefited by Surya Namaskara. Aditi ji, in nutshell.
So the first asan in a Surya Namaskar and different mantras are also there. So how do you categorize? Like people say that the 12 yoga asanas are involved in Surya Namaskar, 12 different. So can you just tell us like what are the different asanas involved in the Surya Namaskar?
Oh yes, yes. Basically, Surya Namaskar is a vinyasa, a sequence of asanas done without pausing between them. So the first pose is Namaskar Asana, that is called Anjali Mudra. You know, there are these I think after six poses, these poses are repeated, but with different connotations. I mean, different limbs of the body, different sides of the body, and they have got different meanings altogether. The poses are the same, but they have different meaning for the body. So, starting with sun salutation means in Hatha Yoga, the Hatha Yoga means Hat means HA, Ha means sun, Tha means moon. So, according to Hatha Yoga, the human body is divided into two halves. One is right side, one is left side. You know, we call it Ardhanarishwar in our Indian system or Sanatana Dharma. So, uh, this uh, this is the beginning of the sun salutation. The right side of the body is covered by, as we had discussed in the earlier episodes, Pingla Nadi. And when we do sun salutation, so this side of the body gets the sun element in the body is get strengthened. Number one. And in sun, as there is sun salutation, there is similar moon salutation also. The world doesn't know about it, or very few people might be knowing about it. I had written an article on this as well, moon salutation sequence. It is little different from sun salutation, but almost the same. Now, coming back to sun salutation, there are said to be 12 poses or 12 vinyasas in the ordinary sun salutation we perform. But there is another version of the traditional sun salutation, which I am talking about, is has 16, the most traditional sun salutation has 16 poses. This sun salutation is extremely powerful. And I have my, uh, I had my own tryst with this sun salutation. If you want, I can narrate the story here. It will be very wonderful for your listener to to know about it. So, sun salutation has to be done with caution and limitation. Nowadays, I hear people doing 100 sun salutations in a go. That could be fatal and dangerous. With your permission, can I narrate the incidents of my life, true incident of my life, where I had a tryst with destiny while I doing 16 uh, poses, that most traditional sun salutation, Aditya ji.
Please do that. Yes.
I am not very sure of the year, but in 1990 something, two or perhaps, we went to the southernmost pilgrimage of Hindus, Rameshwaram. It is on the sea beach, where Lord Rama crossed over the bridge to the Sri Lanka to defeat the Ravana. And that part, the southernmost tip of the India, from where that bridge started, is called Dhanushkoti. So I went with my parents, and it's a wonderful place. Such a cool breeze, the wind blows clean, no construction. I mean, very serene, very peaceful. So we went there, and I was mesmerized by the atmosphere there in '92. I mean, I don't know now. And there, my mother asked, I wanted to do some yoga. So I asked my mother, can we do some yoga here? So she said, well, I'm busy, but you can do the traditional sun salutation I taught you, 16 poses one, but do only two poses. Don't cross your limit. So, you, I mean, I was very young at that time and very adventurous and very egoistic. I thought, oh, what two poses only? I know and I can do it. So I started doing it, and I forgot the caution given to me by my mother, late mother. So I I kept on doing it, and I went up to I think to eight. I went to up to eight poses, and suddenly there was a huge upsurge of tremendous heat in my body, and I was like, it was unbearable. The heat was unbearable, and it was a sudden burst of heat in the body. And I and I was scared, and I shouted to my mother. Oh, she was a little far away. Oh, help me! And when she looked at me, she got panicked. She ran to me and came to me and said, "Whoa, what you have done? Which pose you are in now?" I said, "On eighth." Then I said, "Oh, my body is burning." Then she asked our driver to bring a blanket. In the car it was there. So he brought the blanket. She covered me with the blanket. I said, "I'm already feeling very hot." She said, "Don't speak. Just be calm." And then she massaged my throat, my forehead. I mean my abdomen, certain areas of my abdomen, my back, spine, and even my back of my thighs. And then she covered me with the blanket and took me to the hotel. From there, we rushed back to the hotel, and there she asked me to sleep for a while, and I was given ice cold lemon water. And by the evening, I got all right. And you will not believe that even till date, my eyes are red. Though I don't drink, though I don't do anything, no addiction, but my eyes sometimes get blood red, even so that you know it was the effect of that stupid my adventure. My mother had told me that for doing that kind of traditional sun salutation, you need to condition your body, prepare your body for that. So it is not simply an exercise. It is really something you are invoking solar energy inside your body through sun salutation if you do in the presence of sun. So my advice to all the viewers is that you do it within the limits, and for to be on the safer side, one should not do beyond 26 sun salutation of the present popular 12 cycle uh, form of sun salutation. Aditya ji.
what a wonderful story you shared actually on Sun Salutation, your experience. Now, in one of the things which comes to the mind, like the the American names, the warrior pose, the dog pose. These are the American names you must be very well aware of.
Yes.
Do you think that that distorts the original meaning of the asana? Like, for example, when you say asan, actually asan, not asana, like like pranamasan or hasta uttanasan, anjaneyasan, adhomukhasan. So do you think that distorts the meaning of the original verse? So it then just
Of,
becomes a pose.
of course. I mean, for example, the Ashwa Sanchalan Mudra, it is called Mudra, where you, like a, horse, you take one leg out and the other leg on your back and you are looking back. They call it equestrian pose. Up- there is, how can this be Ashwa Sanchalan? Ashwa Sanchalan means you are controlling a horse. Ashwa Sanchalan Mudra, and how you can make it as the equestrian pose. So, I mean, it is so many, and downward dog, upward dog. I mean, they are not basically downward dog pose. It is called Parvatasana, mountain pose. It is not downward dog. People do it wrongly when they do the Parvatasana downward dog. In downward dog and Parvatasana, the basic difference is the in Parvatasana or the mountain pose, the part of the sun salutation is that the both the limbs, when you are your hands and your legs are in balance, while in downward dog your hands are stretched forward and your head is more nearer to the ground. So people try to do downward dog while they should have been doing Parvatasana mountain pose. So there is a little very big confusion. A big confusion is about the Cobra pose, or we call it Bhujangasana. Uh, in that traditional sun salutation pose, you can only raise up to the level, but they do it upward dog, where the entire body from navel to the even to the feet is raised above the ground, and they are doing like that. So that is perhaps incorrect way of doing Surya Namaskara, but uh, this is Western uh, being Western concept of being getting more physical into the yogic pose, because yogic pose are not meant to be very physical. Aditi ji.
And also, you said the very right thing, and I think we have spoken that about that before also. That yoga is not about flexibility. Yoga is about the connecting yourself with the Paramatma generally. To be direct, when people say higher energy, and I just say Paramatma because otherwise, it's a Paramatma is the superior force. So when we see the connecting, like the minimizing, just making mudra is a very specific position. Mudra means like there are anguli mudra, different mudras are there. You close the nadi, and like when you do Gayatri, you connect to the top, and in Padmasana you sit. So
No, these are called, what you are showing are called hasta mudras.
hasta mudras.
The mudras has got a deeper connotation. They are very uh, different from hasta mudra. Hasta mudra is hand gestures, and mudras are uh, much more deeper, and they are very powerful tool of healing. Actually, Aditi.
So what is the, if you can explain a little bit mudra, and then we come back to the Surya Namaskar. What is mudra and how is it different than just the connecting fingers?
Well, I will no, connecting fingers is basically you are connecting the certain parts of the brain actually. through the correction. We have got sensors on these fingers tips, and you, by joining certain fingers in a certain way as suggested by the yogic text, you actually connect to the certain part of the brain. And as you know, that brain controls the body. So this is a subtle way of controlling the physical body through the movement of these um, hand gestures. And these mudras are bit different. Ashwani mudra, Moolbandha mudra, so many. I mean, they are so powerful. Shambhavi mudra, they they are very very powerful. Uh, tool. For example, I will take Ashwani mudra. Ashwa means horse. If you have observed any horse, you must have, especially the backside of the horse is, you know, toilet point. You must have seen that horse is continuously contracting and relaxing his anus. It's a continuous process, and that is the source of power. Because of this mudra, horse can digest chana, which is very, very difficult to digest, but so rich in protein. This mudra is called Ashwini, Ashwani mudra. Then there is the Moolabandha mudra. Then there is uh, where you contract your urogenital part, which is preventive mudra for prostate and all that. So there are host of mudras. In the mudras, you hold your breath, you get into a pose, you hold the breath and contract certain parts of the body. While you are into the pose, you perform these things. While in a yogic pose or asana, you can breathe normally, and you don't need to contract uh, any particular part. So this is the basic difference between asana and a mudra. Aditi.
So the obviously now people know that we should not use the word pose generally. Pose for asana. Asana means like a place where you sit with stability, so that you can concentrate your spine erect in any situation, and then you can focus because your nervous order, the nervous system is straight in all lines, the spine is erect. So what do you say when we say asan? And great rishis like Vishwamitra, and then they say they are sitting in the asan. What I have seen the descriptions in Ramayana and Mahabharata and other places is that when Vishwamitra sits down for asan, it can take up to years to come out of that asan. And generally, the question comes out is that was he doing any natural human activities like going in the morning and doing a nitya kriya? So, do you think that that was the situation in asan?
Very true. Very well said. My enlightened guru, while he was on his way to Badrinath, told my cousin, my uncle, who was a doctor, who was a colonel in military, doctor, medical doctor in colonel and in military, that he showed him certain herbs. He said, if one takes these herbs, he will not feel thirst, hunger, and need not to go to loo for 6 months. And there are more bigger herbs like this. So when you are doing yoga, your quantity of toilet or your shit will be reduced. It's called very, very less. And if you are doing proper yogic, spiritual yogic poses, and gradually, the need for urination and defecation stops. And that's the reason the saints need not to go to uh, uh, for every morning, doing their daily routines like us we do. Even now, I can suggest, if for especially for women, if they have an urge and they don't find any nearby toilet, and it is very embarrassing situation for them, what they can do, they can stand on their toes, go up and down few times, and then they can stand and expand their upper ribs for a few times with the breath, and then they will feel that that urge will subside for some time. So if this pose can help, then you can imagine the power of these yogis. They don't have to go. And I will also add one extraordinary incident which was seen by my father. If you permit me to narrate that right now, Aditi ji.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
My spiritual guru, last time I mentioned, has his ashram in a place called Madhya Pradesh in the central province of India, a place, a district called Dhar, the Dhara Nagari of Raja Bhoj, famous. And while uh, there was people were making a small temple of Shiva there, my guru had instructed the people who were constructing, they were rural folks, that look, dig with great care. There is a saint who is doing tapas, and he is doing tapas for last 1,000 years. So be sure you don't disturb him. Those are rural people, and they said, okay, okay. They started digging. Suddenly they saw that there was a pit-like structure. There was a huge pit in which they saw a skeleton, human skeleton, with who was sitting in Padmasana, a purely human skeleton, and was there. So everybody got that don't disturb that saint. My guru, is it okay now?
It's okay now. Yes.
Yeah. My guru told them that I told you that a saint is doing his penance for 1,000 years. He said, please kindly put him back there and fill the hole with the mud. They did it, and then they built the temple above him, and still it is there. So, I mean, it is not that the flesh and bones are the flesh and skin is required. This body, they are people can do penance for 1,000 long years. This is my father has seen with his own eyes, Aditya ji. So it is not impossible. I mean, I believe it completely. I have a firm conviction that yes, Vishwamitra could be doing perform penance for 1,000 years, sitting in one pose in one asana.
No, you correctly said that the Surya Namaskar has 6 asanas, one going in and one coming out. 6 asanas, six
Yes,
each,
yes,
same, you know.
yes, yes.
Then my question arises. So is there, because Surya Namaskar is vertical and bending down, but there's no side lateral burns like the sideways bending. So are there other asanas which you need to do other than Surya Namaskar while completing the Surya Namaskar?
No, 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 no. Because entire the forward and backward bending, going down, they are enough to all these systems of the body, whether it is circulatory, lymphatic system, respiratory, you can your excretory, reproductive, all digestive, all systems are addressed while bending forward and going backward, and with movement of your legs. So there is no need for side bending at all, because not at all. That I can assure you. All the systems are activated, and especially the lymph system is highly activated. Therefore, the immune system becomes very strong. Aditya ji.
So in that case, the Surya Namaskar is a complete exercise, because it can help most of the bodily functions. And people who there is a big movement going on the spine. Get your spine flexible, and in that process, like the people who have more flexible spine. So if the spine is the focus of yoga, is the spine the focus of the yoga exercise?
Of course, yes, because the life force of the prana is there in the spine. Complete spine is, therefore, we need to keep our spine straight. That is very, very important in yoga. The spine is like, a Meru Parvat on which the entire body is standing. And the spine is such a wonderful organ. It is strong, it is flexible, it is, you name it. I mean, it is, all the contradictory qualities are there in spine. It is so strong, it is so flexible, it can move, it is movable, it can be rotated like this, all in one. So spine is wonderful, and it carries the life force. In the Kriya Yoga, spine is considered the axis of the body, and the life force and the focus, it is called uh, uh, Brahma Gufa. Brahma Gufa. Gufa means cave. It is called Brahma cave, where the Brahma resides. You know, so spine is very, very important organ, and is in Surya Namaskar, bending back and bending forward, and Hastapadasana, and other poses like Ashwa Sanchalan Mudra, where you take your legs back, Parvatasana, all are spine specific, even Cobra pose, all are spine specific, Aditi.
So it is not a myth when they focus on spine only, because the spine is the basis of the nervous transmission from the brain to the down. Now in the Vedas,
No, no. Spinal cord is a small brain by itself. There are many impulses which the decision is taken at the spinal cord level. They don't go to the brain. So spine is basically a small brain as well. So spine is not only nerve, it is an extraordinary system. We have got three nadis running parallel. One is inside the spine, and two are concurrent to the spine, moving diagonally, as I discussed, Pingala and Ida. And the inner nadi of spine is called Sushmuna, where the Kundalini moves up to the Sahasradhara chakra. So spine is the basis of human life as per yoga.
thank you for
And
clarifying. Yeah.
there is a saying in yoga: a person is as young as his spine. The youth is directly proportional to the flexibility of spine. It is not related to age in yoga.
Thank you for clarifying that, because most of the times people, when I used to see it, and this is a question came from the audience actually. So when we talk about Surya Namaskar, it is a complete exercise. It has all the benefits. It is not different from yoga. It's just a collection of yoga asana, which is put in a sequential order, designed
Yes.
by the earliest references Vishwamitra himself. And
No, I will not say Vishwamitra. I said the sun worshipping started with Vishwamitra. But present day Sun Salutation form is of later inclusion. Not very old, to be honest, Aditi. I will like to correct myself if I said this.
Yes. Uh, so thank you, Atulji, for sharing light on this important matter. This was the question which was I was keep on postponing. We have done so many shows earlier, but this was a question people had asked me in every single show. And today we covered that for the audience. And this show, I did request at a short notice to Atulji to answer this question, and it was just in his morning. I requested that was midday actually, and then we did this show
Yeah, at 2:30 Indian
at
time.
2:30 Indian time, and then we discussed at a very short time notice. And I hope you got answered. So Surya Namaskar is definitely yoga, and it definitely very scientifically designed so that six mudras that you do or six asana you do, it is complete in ascending descending order. So thank you all the viewers. Do comment on the show, and thank you Atulji for coming on the show again and putting light on it.
I can request your viewers, if they have any question, they can ask me directly with your reference. That we are from Sattology group, and this is our question, and I will be happy to reply back to them in case you feel it okay.
Obviously, I feel completely okay, and the what they can also do is put on the comments of the YouTube channel so that we can you can see it yourself also.
Yeah,
And
I will reply to them if they put their comment and they write that they are your Sattology. Then of course I will be very happy to share whatever little I know.
thank you so much, Atulji, and thank you all the viewers. Do comment on the video and let us know your feedback. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Aditya ji, and
Thank you.
thank you, viewers, for sparing your time.